Let's start off with our first story. It has been 2 days of food talk, and the conversation continued today as the Department for Livestock and Crop Development were taken to task on their plans to ensure that agriculture contributes fully to the economy. The recent government policies on fertilizers and their renewed dedication to small-scale farmers has been questioned, even as the newly introduced taxes and the delay of fertilizer at the port, adding to farmers' problems in what the farmers term as the hardest time to be a farmer in Kenya.
We're down to 3 days supply. So now we have to, we start juggling for other fertilizers. Then I ordered potassium sulfate. I'm told that's also I can only get 4 days supply. So it's critical. If a new policy comes and we're told we've got to implement it in 2 months, that comes at a cost, and we haven't got that in our budget. So we should at least be given a 12-month moratorium where we're told this is the new policy, prepare for it next year. So for example, Worma, the water board, have told us we've got to put meters in, but we weren't given the time, so it comes at a lot of expense. This has been a really tough year. We had first the rains, so production was hit. And then there's a global warming, there's a heat wave in Europe and right across Europe, so markets hit. So we're all tight on cash flow.
The small-scale farmer is being punished unnecessarily with huge taxations. He cannot get any funding from the banks because the banks are business entities where they find it a lot more profitable putting the money in government bonds than lending it to you and me.
Still talking agriculture, stakeholders in the sector are seeking better access to procedures that promote greater yields. They say subsidies on soil testing services and the establishment of national nutrient deficiency maps are required. These will assist companies develop and target fertilizers according to varying soil and crop requirements. Speaking during the Kenya Fertilizer Roundtable organized by the State Department of Crop Development, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjuri said most of the issues affecting productivity could easily be addressed by providing the right information.
We are advising those farmers on how to use the same fertilizer. Are we also interested to know whether there is testing, soil testing? Because even some farmers, the soils are tested, but by the end of the day, how do they understand the jargon? Some of us are doing the right thing, the others are completely hurting not only the farmer, not only the economy of this country, but the health of the people of this country. When you distribute substandard fertilizer, you are killing Kenyans. We have heard the cry, we are aware that we should set more funds. It is true that rhyming is so important for this country. It must be done. It's a awakening call, and as a government, we try to do whatever we can.
And as we continue the conversation on agriculture, they say seeds are the soul of agriculture, a statement that fights to justify some truth, but all indications of reality show an uncertain future of seeds. Currently, Hivos East Africa is estimating that the world has lost 75% of its crop diversity, a stark reality that is marred with fewer food options, choices, and shrinking diversity on the plate. Now, the ripple effect of this has been witnessed through rising malnutrition among citizens, a great inhibition towards achieving unsustainable development goal on ending all hunger and all its forms by 2030. At the depth of the brewing crisis is a sector that continues to be monopolized by global food giants, leaving farmers, the ultimate producers of food, fighting for dignity and the right to access seed in a fair and just way. Sadly, farmers have been left at the margins of competing with businesses for knowledge, innovation, and some bit of truth when it comes to access to diverse seed in the face of climate change.
We need you people to come up with innovative ideas which can be able to deliver better seeds. And ours, as the organizers, is to support you, to be able to actualize that. I am a big fan of what we call Sustainable Development Goals, and specifically 2 goals, which is number 12 and number 13, Number 12 is specifically talking about sustainable consumption and production. And I think this is truly what some of you here are doing in terms of relooking at agriculture and the way we used to produce and providing us with better means through the seeds in producing in a better way.
All aware of the struggles of the smallholder farmer in terms of the challenges when it comes to accessing quality, affordable seeds, especially when it comes to indigenous vegetables, legumes. That's one of the things that anytime you have a conversation with somebody who's doing any sort of farming, that's one of the things that they invariably mention is a challenge. And it's a space that, as Hivos, we're particularly excited to be working on, because for us, we truly believe in people and the capacity